concept of the time value of money. Assume that the risk-free interest in the bank is 10%. What do we mean by risk-free interest? This is the interest rate which is free of any type of risk, even free of default risk, credit risk, price risk, inflation risk. So assume that it is 10% if you deposit your money in the bank. And assume that you have offered 3 options. Option number 1 is to get a value today of $100. So this is the value on the first option. And option number 2 is to get after 1 year $109. And option number 3 is to get after 2 years $120. Now, which option you are going to select? If you don't have any finance knowledge, you are going to select the option with the highest absolute value, which is $120 after 2 years. So you are going to select this option. But the question here is it the right choice and option or not? Let's see and let's prove the concept. Assume that you get this $100 and you are going to deposit it in the bank for 1 year. So I'm going to deposit it in the bank for 1 year. How much is the interest rate the bank is going to give me? The bank is going to give you a 10% on your deposit that you are going to leave in the bank for 1 year. If you left the money in the bank for investment for 1 year, so the bank is going to give you interest 10%, which equal to $10 on your money. So simply you multiply 10% times the $100, so equal $10. This is the interest that the bank is going to add to your account at the end of the first year. How much is your balance at the end of the first year? Actually, your balance will be the $100 itself plus the $10 that you have received as an interest. So the total will be $110 at the end of the first year. Now let's compare between the option of the first option or the second option that you have here, which is $109, and the $110. If you invested your money in the bank, you are going to receive $110. Now, it seems that investing your money in the bank for 1 year is much better than the second option of getting $109. It's much better by $1. So you got an increase or an additional income in your account by $1 because you left your money to be invested in the bank. So definitely the option so far that you have to select is to select investing $100 in the bank because it's much better than getting $109 after 1 year. Okay, now let's assume that you continued investing your money in the bank for 1 more year. So you are going to continue investing your money in the bank for 1 more year. So the question here is how much money you are going to receive from the bank, all in all, including your $100 after the end or at the end of the second year. Definitely you are going to invest again. This $110 will be invested again in the bank for 1 more year, and the bank again will give you a 10% interest. Interest on which value? You are going to receive the interest on the $110. Sorry, you are going to receive the interest on the $110 because this is the value at the end of the first year, and this is the value that the bank is going to take a benefit from it at the start of the second year, at the beginning of the second year. So the bank is going to add interest on this $110. So how much is the interest? It will be $11. This is the interest that the bank is going to add to your account for the second year. So how much now at the end of the second year is your account balance? So it will be 110 plus 11. So it will be $121. This is the balance of my account at the end of the second year. Let's compare now. If you compared 121 against the $120 that you have offered initially to receive after 2 years, definitely investing your money, which is $100 for 2 years will generate more income for you compared to the option that you have offered to receive $120 at the end of the 2 years. So now it seems clear that the best option among the 3 options is to invest the $100 in the bank and getting income for the first year and for the second year, because actually it will reach ending balance at your account for $121 compared to the biggest absolute value, which is $120 that you have offered initially. Now, this $121, it is called future value. Because you are going to receive it in the future. If I deposited $100 today, I'm going to receive in the future $121. So this will be called a future value. Now, what if I asked you, how much money should you deposit today? And I'm going to refer to X in order to receive after 1 year a value of $1,000, assuming the interest rate is still 10%. So this $1,000 that you are going to receive in the future, I'm going to call it, or we already called it, future value. Now we need to calculate how much money should we deposit today in order to reach to this future value. So we are going to say, okay, this future value, which is $1,000, equal the X that we have to deposit today in addition to the interest on this X. Good. This interest on this X will be 10% of X itself. So again, we are going to say the future value, which is $1,000 that we need to reach at the end of the first year, equal X plus 10% of X. This means that $1,000 equal 1.1 X, because this is 1X plus 10%, so it's equal 1.1 X. So if I'd like to calculate X, so X equal 1,000 divided by 1.1, $909.09. This is the value that we have to deposit today in order to reach to $1,000 after 1 year. Let's prove it. If you are going to deposit this today, so you are going to get interest on it by 10%, so 909. Let's take short number, 909 plus 10% times 909. This must equal to $1,000. So now we called this 1,000 as a future value. The amount that you have to deposit today, this is the value of the $1,000 as of today, which is this one. It will be called present value. So now the present value is, which is the $909. This is the value today of the $1,000 that you are going to receive in the future. That's why I am calling this $909 as the present value. So now, let's summarize the finance rules and the finance formulas that we have addressed in today's short lesson. Let's assume that this 1,000, this is the future value, and this 900, this is the present value that we have discussed before. So it will be plus 10% of the present value. I'm going to refer to this 10% as R to represent the interest rate. So now let's write the rule again. The future value is here equal the present value plus present value times R. So now let's write it in a different way or in another way in order to be easy to be explained. So future value equal present value plus present value times R. So future value equal 1 plus R, because actually this is 1 here, all of that times the present value. So assume that you have deposited today $1, so the present value here is $1, and the interest rate is 10%, so I'm going to say 10%. How much will be the future value? This is the question that we need to answer now. So we are going to say that the future value of $1 equal the present value, which is $1 that we have deposited today, times 1 plus R, and R here will be the 10%. So it will equal 1.1. So this will be the future value. So let's derive the rule of the present value. From this rule that we have derived for the future value, let's derive the rule for the present value. So present value equal, you are going to divide this, you are going to divide the future value by all of these parts. So you are going to say the present value equal the future value divided by 1 plus r. So you are going to divide it by 1 plus r. So assume that you are going to deposit, you are going to receive $1 in the future. You are going to receive $1 in the future. So you are going to say 1 divided by 1 plus r, and assume r is 10%. So you are going to say 1 plus 10%. This will be calculating the present value for you. Assume that you are going to receive this $1 not after 1 year, but after 2 years. So because you are going to earn interest, as I have explained before, so you are going, because you are going to earn interest for 2 years, so you are going to make the powering here for 2, because actually this interest will be calculated twice. So you are going to make a power for 2. And if you are going to receive this $1 after 3 years, so you are going to make the powering for 3 years. So I am going to remove this and I am going to include n. And n will refer to the number of years that you are going to receive the money in the future. So to summarize, the present value equal the future value that you are going to receive in the future divided by 1 plus r, which is referring to the interest rate, to the power of n. N here refer to the number of years that you are going to receive the money in the future. And this is the second rule for today's lesson. So the first rule was calculating the future value. So the future value will equal the present value that you have to deposit today plus the interest, because you have to earn interest on. And that second rule is to calculate the present value, and this is exactly derived from this one. So if you would like to calculate this one, so you have to divide the future value by the 1 plus r. That's why I divided by 1 plus r here. And you need to make powering for the number of years that you are going to receive the money in the future as per the number of the years. So n refer to the number of years. Thank you.